tell me a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, well, as you know, my name is Trevor Passmore. I am currently enrolled at University of Houston downtown, and I am a junior pursuing bachelor's business administration, supply chain management. I have worked all my life since about 17 until currently 22. I took a little bit of a break in between my sophomore and my junior year. Other than that, I have been pretty fluid in my academic career and my professional life as well.
Why do you want to work for Whiskey Cake, and what capacity would you like to work for them?
I'm glad you asked that. Well, I applied to be a manager at Whiskey Cake because I've dined there a handful of times. I've been with family members, I've been with friends, I've been there on dates, honestly. And every time I go, it's always top quality service. The drinks, the bartenders, very nice. Drinks are always really, really good. I always have a very good time, and I always see a lot of foot traffic in there as well. And with that being said, I really found myself gravitating more towards the environment y'all have at Whiskey Cake. And so I took it upon myself to apply to be a manager at your restaurant.
What is your management style?
My management style is definitely hands-on, collaborative. I like to be very tight-knit with all the servers, all the staff, back of house, front of house, management, hosts, you name it. I like to be on a first name basis. That way, if you need anything, I'm there. If you need help, I can help you. If you're having trouble carrying a tray, you need to follow, I got you. Anything that you need help with, I want to be able to establish a relationship where you feel like you can ask me for help or assistance in any kind of situation. So I would definitely say collaborative.
Tell me about a challenge or conflict that you faced at work or school and how you dealt with it.
Okay. I remember one time, this was back before I had any kind of supervisor job at Sawgrass, training job, I should say. I was a server. We had a big party in the Cowboy Room, reserved reservation. I believe it was around a 40, 45 top. Our servers that were there, they wanted to be cut instead of taking the party because the timing on it was kind of iffy. It was like a 20-minute space between it. Regardless of that situation, the servers bailed and they decided to get cut and leave. And that was that. So we were down 3 servers on this party who had no servers. All the servers on the floor were busy and taking care of their tables, And so I took it upon myself to ask the managers if I could be on the party, and I and one other server took care of that table. Flawless execution, everything perfectly timed. They left an amazing, amazing tip, if you will. And it was overall a really incredible experience being able to take control of a situation like that when other people couldn't step up. And that was whenever I kind of heard my calling, found my calling, if you will, to kind of step into the management realm.
Where do you see yourself professionally in 5 years?
In 5 years, where do I see myself professionally? I would say I see myself within the same company I get my first quote unquote entry job at. I like the whole establishing connections, building up your experience, building rapport with high level people, people who have influence, people that can help you, or people who know someone that might help you, or vice versa, I would like to see myself in management 100%. I would like to see myself with a master's degree. I would like to see myself established at my firm, respected, Yeah, that's where I would say in 5 years. I would like to be financially free as well. I would like to add that as well.
What is your dream job?
My dream job. My dream job. That's a very good question. I would say my dream job would be my own business. Whether that be I'm a consultant, whether I have a real estate conglomerate, sales, door to door, whatever it might be. I'm young, so I haven't really narrow down on a niche specific what I want to do. I just know my dream job would be me working a quote unquote remote job, being able to travel from location to location, city to city, checking on my businesses, you know, whether it be one big business spread across the country, whether it be real estate, for example, or whether it be one brick and mortar place and I just travel for marketing or whatever it might be, you know, any kind of situations like that. But to be overall financially free, that and having, you know, a passion for what I do, that would be my dream job.
How would your current boss, coworkers, professors, and/or classmates describe you and your work ethic?
They would describe me and my work ethic as, honestly, as influential. You know, I come into work with a big smile on my face. I'm usually taller than people. I'm a taller person. I'm 6'3", and so when I walk in with a big smile, you know, I like to make my presence big, let it be known that I'm there. I say, hey, hi, everybody, how's everybody doing? I check in with everybody, front of house, back of house management. You know, I like to shake hands. I like to ask how people are doing, open doors for people. Yeah, I really like to be as contagious as I possibly can. I like to elevate whatever kind of atmosphere, any kind of situation I'm in. I like to really make everybody comfortable and just have a good time. Yeah, I would definitely say they describe me as influential. And yeah.
What would your first 30 to 60 days look like in this role?
My first 30 to 60 days in this role would be to establish connections in which I can maximize my learning potential. Meaning, I want to shadow people. I want to talk to everybody I can about every subject I possibly can relating to my job and really expand my abilities and really find a general knowledge of everything and really narrow in on something I can really excel at and stand out from everyone else. You know, kind of plug that gap where I can kind of reflect on everything I've learned and I can see how I can bring value and benefit the company because we might be lacking somewhere, you know? Yeah.
What is your salary requirement for this position?
My salary requirement. I'm glad you asked that. I have a couple other offers from a couple other companies. I wouldn't like to discuss any numbers yet until we can kind of come to a understanding or talk numbers ourselves or anything like that. I would just prefer my salary to be in the competitive range for whatever job I am applying for. You know, it's 2025, and I know that there's a lot of foot traffic nowadays in restaurants after COVID has kind of diminished a little bit, and I know there's a lot of work to be done. And I 100% think I can elevate this company in ways that haven't been elevated before. I might be able to bring more value in certain situations that you haven't had before. And I want to show you and establish myself in your restaurant and show you that I am worth that competitive salary.
Do you have any questions?
I do. My first question would be, what is it that first brought you here? And then what kept you here? I know a lot of people kind of get into management maybe for the money for the first 2-3 years. But if you're a manager that's been here for a decade or 5, 6, 7, 8 years, I would like to know why you decided to stay and not go somewhere else or change locations. Why specifically this one? And why you think it's a good environment to bring someone like me in, and where you can see my use and facilitate me in your restaurant. Other than that, besides salaries, maybe talking numbers, anything like that, references, referrals, I have no other questions. Thank you for your time. Thank you.